Hello and welcome to the Travel Troll. Travel Trollette, my assistant. We are at, today, a place called Potter Heigham. Now that's how it's spelt, but it's actually pronounced locally as Potter Ham. I don't know how they get ham out of that, do you? Heigham. Potter Ham. They're missing the old Haig off the beginning of it. But if that's what they want to do locally, we'll appreciate that and we'll stick with Potter Heigham Bridge. Now, take a seat and I'll tell you all about it. Potter Heigham Bridge has a lot of stories about this, a lot of death associated to it. Some of it's tales and legend and folklore, some of it's true. How old do you think the bridge is to start with?
1866.
1866.
Yeah.
The bridge dates from 1385.
Oh, wow.
It's a very old bridge. Now, it's quite famous around here because it is, I think, the smallest, or one of the smallest gaps for any boat to get through. This on the Norfolk Broads. The Norfolk Broads being probably the most famous part of Norfolk. But there's really not much for me to show you there, apart from water and boats. It's just like lots of canalways. So I won't be going into that on this trip, but we are on the Norfolk Broads at the moment at Potter Heigham Bridge. Let me tell you all about the stories. So the first story is from the 18th century. Have you ever heard of Lady Carew?
Never.
Neither of any of these viewers either, so don't worry about it. Lady Carew, now she had a daughter called Evelyn in the 1700s, and she wanted the best for Evelyn, and she saw this really good looking, rich local lad who was on the market, but she knew that he wouldn't be interested in Evelyn because she looked like a bit of a minger. So Lady Carew, Evelyn's mum, she went to the local witch and said to the witch, "Will you make me a potion so that I can give it to this man and then it'll make him marry my daughter?" And the witch says, "Well, I can do that, but I won't accept any money payment for it. Instead, I'll want something. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'll want something after they get married." So Lady Carew thinks, this is fine. I get my love potion and I don't have to pay anything. So she takes the potion, she goes and she gives it to this bachelor boy, and the bachelor boy falls in love with Evelyn, her daughter. He proposes to her and they get married. I'll tell you the date. They got married on the 31st of May, 1741. You know, there's an actual date and there's names here, so I'm guessing these people are real people. They have a reception. They get married, they have a reception, and then on the stroke of midnight, at the reception there's a knock on the door. Bang, 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 bang. Someone at the door, do you know who it is?
The witch?
It isn't the witch, it's a skeleton.
Oh, okay.
A skeleton turns up on behalf of the witch.
Right.
And he drags Evelyn, Lady Carew's daughter, drags her away and throws her in the back of a coach.
Oh.
So he's driving off, is a skeleton with Evelyn kidnapped in the back, and 4 horses pulling them towards this bridge. Everyone at the reception gives chase. They're trying to get Evelyn back. Stolen by a skeleton at midnight. That must have been quite scary at a wedding reception.
Yeah.
So everyone's giving chase, but as they reach this very spot, Potter Heigham Bridge, the horse and coach burst into flames. The horse is reared and fell into the water right here. It were there, that very spot, and Evelyn drowned and died. And it's thought that on the 31st of May of every single year, you can hear and see a skeleton riding a horse, 4 horses and a coach up to this bridge in flames.
Oh, wow.
That's one story. I've got about 10. Honestly, this bridge has had everything. Okay, there's another dude, a drummer boy. Now, this was in the winter of 1815. A drummer boy fell in love with a girl.
Right.
Now, the drummer boy lived on that side of the bridge. The girl lived on this side. And the drummer boy, they went up to the dad of this girl and says, "Excuse me, sir, would you mind if I started sleeping with your daughter?" Something like that. And the man says, "No, that ain't happening. You stay away from my daughter, you cheeky little git. Get back on your own side at bridge." Now the drummer boy wasn't having this. Now it was February, it was very cold. And what he'd do is every night he'd sneak over, he'd skate over the broad, over the canal bit here. He'd skate over and he'd be playing his drum in a rhythmic beat. Right? In a rhythmic beat, so that his girlfriend knew that he was coming. She'd come along, they'd get up to a bit of nookie on this very bench probably, and then he'd go skate back over there. Now this happened a few times, but on the third time he was skating over and the ice gave way.
Oh no.
Gave way and he plunged to his death. And it's said that every February you can, if you listen very closely, you can hear a drumming, a rhythmic beat drumming right here, right in front of us at this bridge.
Scary.
Scary, but true. Have you ever heard of Colonel Thomas Sidney?
No.
No, probably it's before your time, 1770.
Right.
Now, he were an horrible man. You know, one of these rich country guys, snobby, drunk a lot. He were a heavy drinker, this guy, and he had to win at everything. And he were a huntsman, he loved hunting and killing animals and stuff. And one day he challenged his neighbour. He said to his neighbour, "I'll give you a race, yeah, on his horses. Whoever wins some beer off the other one," something like that. And the other guy agrees, so they start racing through the countryside. And the colonel can see that he's going to lose, so he gets his pistol out and he shoots the horse of the guy in front. The guy falls off the horse and breaks his neck and dies. Right? So he pretty much kills him. I'd call it manslaughter, because it was through the horse, but it's manslaughter, that, isn't it? So he dies and he goes home, does this guy, this horrible man, Colonel, and he starts bragging about it that night, telling everyone what he'd done. He says, "I was having this race with this guy and I shot his horse and he fell off and died." He loved it, until there was a knock at the door. Some hooded person was at the door. No one knows who it was. Grabbed the colonel, threw him on the back of his horse and rode off into the distance. No one's ever seen him since.
Oh wow.
He's probably dead by now.
I imagine so.
I'd love to know who the hooded man was. I really would. That's a true story as well. That was on New Year's Eve, 31st of December, whenever I said it was. 1770. So that's the exciting stories for you out of the way. Are they true or are they not? Certainly a lot of ghosts associated with this bridge. But there's also some really sad stories about the place in modern day. On the 14th of June this year, they found a dog. Someone had tied some concrete to a dog and threw it in, and they found the body of the dog.
That's sad.
That's sick. That was this year, just a few months ago. And then 5 years ago, the guy who used to look after this bridge, you have like a local pilot, because it's quite a dangerous bridge for boats to get through the gap. The local guy whose job it was, he was walking home from the pub, drunk, and he fell in and died. And then 2 years ago, a woman fell off one of the hire boats, and she died in hospital. She was in her 70s. Now the hire boats are just here. There's a boat hire shop there. In fact, there's quite a few around here. So from one of these. So very tragic stories, lots of death, and a very old bridge. You can't even walk over it. I wanted to give you shots from all different places, but there's no pedestrians allowed over. It's too dangerous because there's cars going over. But I'll show you a few shots from where I can. That's Potter's Ham. Hope you enjoyed that little story. We'll see you at the next. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, 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 bye. Many thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to click like, subscribe, leave a comment and share the video. And be sure to check out my other channel, Deep Digger Dan, and my website, thetraveltroll.uk. You can also follow me on Facebook, on Twitter and on Instagram. But most importantly, please do donate to the charity which we're supporting in this county. All links to everything I've just mentioned are all in the description below. Please come back tomorrow as we continue our adventure to try and make the biggest video library of the sites of the UK. Goodbye!